All right, everyone. Vicinity of Infinity Podcast here. I'm Joshua, as always, Mr. EverythingMan. The content's always 100% improvised and unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed. You know that. This is Chris. I'm here with Chris.
Hello.
And yeah, we like it's improvised, man. Like I just asked him, like, hey, he's just like sitting there in the library, like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? And he was like, yeah, sure, man. Yeah, we just did it. So whatever happens, this is all improvised, it's all caught on camera. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself? Like give the viewers some autobiography a little bit.
Well, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a regular guy here at college. Name's Chris. I work at McDonald's. It's not really that exciting right now, but just a part-time job till I get something better. I'm majoring in physical therapy. And I don't know, maybe I'll start a YouTube channel because of this. I don't know.
Because of this?
Yeah,
you want to make your own podcast?
Why not?
All right.
Feature you in it this time, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I have been featured on other channels.
That's cool.
Before.
Yeah.
But yeah, like where are you from originally?
Here, from Port St. Lucie.
So you're a Florida native then?
Mm-hmm.
Lived in Florida all your life?
I'm a Floridian.
Cool. How do you enjoy that? Do you like being Floridian?
Yeah. Florida's nice. I mean,
what do you like about Florida?
I kind of regret we don't have seasonal changes. Obviously, it's always just hot over here and always rainy and humid. But
it's always summer.
It's always summer, which is nice. But then sometimes you kind of want that cold breeze, and sometimes because usually what happens here is in winter time, when it's Christmas time, it's usually hot outside, and in January and February it's all cold
snow and it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. They're making snow and all this stuff, but it's 80 degrees outside, so it's pointless. It just turns into slush.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's like right now it's technically the holiday season already, even though it's not December yet. But everybody's like, there's Christmas music on all the radio stations and all. Like,
yeah, everybody legit skips like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, what happened? It's November. Like, in my opinion, October, Halloween. November, Thanksgiving. December, Christmas.
Turkey,
that's
gravy,
how it should
stuffing.
Be. Yeah, I want to stuff my face. I want to like. We should have like. We should have like. We should have like a 30 days of Thanksgiving. You know, there's like 12 days of Christmas. Mm-hmm. There should be a 30 days of Thanksgiving where it's all of November, and you just like have a feast every night or every evening. I mean, I pretty much do that already, but like it'd be more socially acceptable if we had like.
I'm cool with that. Sounds fun.
Like just stuff your face, just gorge. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm a fan of food in general. Like, what about you?
Definitely. Fan of food. Teenager, gotta have your food.
You gotta like McDonald's and...
No, I don't really like McDonald's.
Candy?
I actually don't eat McDonald's, even though I work there.
You like desserts, like pastries, ice cream, cake?
I like ice cream. I could eat a lot of ice cream.
Pies.
But I'm more of a meat guy. I like meat and mashed potatoes. It's definitely my kind of... Meat and mashed potatoes, some green beans or some broccoli, some cheese on that maybe. Nice thing of steak. It's kind of my meal.
So meat entree, maybe some vegetables on the side.
And gotta have your mashed potatoes.
And the potatoes. Get right up in there with the potatoes.
Basically like Thanksgiving style.
Mashed potatoes,
gotta have Thanksgiving,
or baked potatoes.
Actually, I like sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, cool. They're the healthiest kind.
Yes, exactly.
I was hoping you weren't going to say like mashed potatoes or something, because there's no nutritional value in mashed potatoes.
Well, there's some, but it's not as much.
All the nutrition's in the skin, just like with apples.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, some people actually mash up the skin into the...
Yeah, that's different. That's called something else. Is it potatoes au gratin or some? It has some kind of name, but it's mashed potatoes is just the white part.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even.
That's like saying French fries.
Because of that, we literally my parents have like forced me and my family to eat sweet potatoes instead of potatoes. I grew up eating mashed potatoes, so now it's like it's a healthier way, and I actually like. I didn't like them at first.
I like to put like cinnamon. Like cinnamon sugar, like that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
Like sour cream. Yeah, I wish more fast food places sold like potatoes. Like, yeah, fries are common, but like actual potatoes. Like Wendy's has baked potatoes, and like.
But they don't got no like sweet potato fries.
They don't got sweet potatoes.
McDonald's got no sweet potato fries, you know.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. But Longhorn does.
You know what we need? We need a Boston market.
Sweet potatoes.
We need a Boston market. There's no Boston market around here. They're very sparse. But first of all, what's even Boston about it? Like, was it formed in Boston? Is the food... what even is Boston food? I don't know.
Food from Boston.
Cuisine.
Food from Boston.
But anyway, back to the holiday stuff. November nowadays seems to be more... I mean, even Thanksgiving Day, literally, seems to be more about Black Friday. Like that's what people want, and I just think it's kind of funny watching over the course of my lifetime the shift from the people waiting in line 5 days at stores to get like a 90% off something to people sitting at their computers waiting to click on the buy now button when the cyber specials start. You know, like now
I think that's
like
more
nobody
of a
goes
civil way of doing
nobody
it.
goes to stores anymore. They're all just like doing it on their computer. It's like, wow, like how lazy are we? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's convenient for some people, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel a sense of satisfaction when you go to the store, you drive there, you put in the time and the effort, you wait in line, you browse, you bargain hunt, you do all this stuff, and like you get to the checkout and it's like, yes, I earned this, I deserve this, I worked hard for this.
I killed two people for this.
I mean, the South Park Black Friday trilogy episode really sums it up.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
no, it really.
A few casualties, it's normal on Black Friday.
Like Brandsmart USA, H.H. Gregg, Toys R Us, although they might be gone now, but that's always what it was when
Toys
I was
R Us, they're gone.
Walmart, Best Buy, Big Lots.
Toys R Us screwed themselves over because they legit the prices were always too high. I always went there like, you're charging $10 more than Walmart, $10 more than Target, $10 more than everybody else on something simple that everybody else has. But then there were some cool things about Toys R Us. Like, I did like, they had special like toys and certain like rides and different kind of things for kids that were like exclusive to only Toys R Us.
Yeah, I remember liking going there just because they had like a model train kit, and I just liked to play with it. They let the kids play with it, and it's just like, there was one I think that was electric and like moved by itself, but there was another one that you could move yourself, and nice. I liked like crashing it off the rails and like ramming it, and yeah, I was a very destructive child.
I'm pretty sure we have that at Walmart.
Really?
Pretty sure, yeah.
No, there's no model trains at Walmart.
Maybe like the big, like nice, like nice table
the train
set one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had one of those in my house for a while. We just sold it a few years ago, but I grew up with a big like trains, like almost the size of this room, like a train table.
That's cool.
And it had like all the decorations and and a Tonka rug. I still have that, the Tonka rug, where it's like a two-dimensional city, and I have like over 150 cars for it. I liked to play with them. I'd make like a model parking lot.
The entire set, man.
I've always, now that I realize it, I've always been fascinated with the concept of transportation. I've always loved traveling. I love traveling now, but just in a more like realistic manner. Like, I like road trips. What about you? Like
road trips, I've only been on like, most of my road trips through my life were just like traveling to Texas or North Carolina, so I was never outside of like the country, obviously.
I've never left the Eastern time zone.
Yeah, so you feel me. So the point is, it was fun. I enjoyed them. I actually wish I had more of them. I actually wish I got outside the country as well.
Yeah,
but I did like my trips. They were fun, especially times where you fell asleep in the car, or when there was people sleeping on you, and just like grabbing snacks as fast as you can in the road, or those times where everybody's had that moment where it's like they gotta use the bathroom, but there's no bathrooms around, and so you have to legit hold it for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I just
experienced that 2 days ago. I was on a road trip to like 3 hours away. We were going to Mount Dora area, if you know where that is. It's like 3 hours from here. And with my sister's boyfriend and his dad that he was dropping off at the house there. And he has a Fiat that he just got. I'm not sure if you know what that is, but it's like a super small car. It basically only has a driver and a passenger seat. And, it was him and his dad and the driver and passenger seat. And so they put me in the back. But I'm not even sure I should be saying this because it might not even be legal because there's no like seatbelt in the back. So
I kind of just bashed Toys R Us. So
okay, well, but that's not illegal.
But they're kind of done for anyway.
Sitting in a seat without a seatbelt is illegal. Yeah, but anyway, so
you didn't have to tell them that.
So they threw me in the back, and it was the worst part though was that I had a hunch over the entire time because the ceiling was so low at that point, because it's one of those curved cars, like the ceiling's normal for the driver and passenger seat, but then in the back it's like
So you gotta stay
there's
hunched
no
over
trunk
for 3 hours.
Yeah,
basically.
there's no trunk. So, and there was also stuff everywhere too, because he's a musician. So he had like his amp and his guitar and his violin and his like. So it's basically like I'm just crammed in there for 3 hours. And I had to pee before we left, but I didn't go because I didn't want to hold anybody up. And we didn't stop the whole way. So I just
First mistake.
I had to hold it in for 3 hours.
First mistake. Second mistake was actually agreeing to go on a trip in the car like that.
Well, I'd never been in the car. I didn't know what it was. He's like, oh, it's fun. It goes fast. It makes cool noises. It looks cool. And yeah, that's all true. But he didn't mention the part like, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be hunched over at half height without a seatbelt in a little square with the windows blocked. And like,
in other words, he had a great trip. That's what he's trying to say.
But we went to Disney on the way back, so it was all good.
It was better, yeah. I mean, you might have back problems, but he's with Disney.
No, I'm working on my posture, trying to make it better. But
No, that's good. Try yoga. I've done that before.
Yoga?
There's actually yoga routines that actually help it like cracks your back and gets it back in shape where it's supposed to be. So it's not like you're forcing yourself, it's just automatically, you cracked it and like you stretched and you got your back in the regular form it's supposed to be. I've done this before and it's helped a lot. I probably should do it again because sometimes I hunch too much.
I mean, when it comes to physical activity, like I prefer, like, if it's summer, I go swimming. If it's winter, I go bike riding, because I don't want to go on a bike ride when it's 90 degrees. But whenever there's like a cool Friday, if it's like in the 70s outside, I live right by a golf course, so there's and this is not illegal because there's no trespassing sign anywhere. And there's no gate or anything.
Because he took it down.
But
he took down the sign.
But the golf course itself is open from dawn to dusk. So at night, there's nobody there, and it's just an empty golf course, and there's like, massive hills, and it feels like you're up north with the mountains and everything, and it's a narrow thing. It's really fun. So I'll just go on there like at night, on a cool night, and like I like my kind of night. I like it cloudy with no rain during the day because I'm not a fan of the sun in general, and I like it clear at night so I can see the stars, like the constellations and stuff. I like when it's really cold, like when I consider really cold to be like in the 40s, but some of you maybe in Alaska or
That's
Greenland
cold to
or
us.
something
I mean,
are like
to be
below
honest,
zero. Like, all respect.
It hits 40. That's a cold winter.
Well, here in southeastern Florida, I'm not kidding. For those of you around here can attest to that. But from those of you that don't live here, people put on their jackets when it gets below 70. Like, seriously, we have
people put on jackets when it's 90 degrees outside and they ride their skateboard.
Well, that's more of a style choice. I think it's more like fashion, but.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Like,
I mean, I've done it before when I was younger,
so.
but now looking back, I'm like, why did I do that? That's so stupid. Because you come back home after skateboarding for an hour with your friends in your shorts, but wearing a super heavy, like, pullover jacket, and you're sweating. There's, like, a huge whole, like, sweaty armpit thing going on. And you got the whole, like, chest is soaked, and just, like, everybody's like, you stink. It makes no sense. It's 90 degrees outside, it's humid, and you're wearing a pullover jacket, and it's a style. I don't know. But kids do it here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it.
Well, I mean, I just there's not too many things I hate. You won't hear me say the words I hate very often at all. But I will say I hate sweating. It just profusely, like. Being a Floridian, I know what sweat is. I know what hot is. I mean, it doesn't now. It's not even the hottest part of the United States. The Arizona, California, New Mexico, Nevada, Texas. Much respect, but it is hot.
Texas,
and it is hotter than most
Texas,
places.
It's hot. Texas would be like 103 degrees in the summertime, and
it's like it's 93 here, so it's like we get spared those 10 degrees at least.
Yeah, but then we got the humid. It's the humidity that helps it keep it kind of like moisturized, kind of.
You think the
like,
humidity makes it more bearable?
Yeah, it makes it easier on us because it's all like it's technically water particles and it's making it not. It's like kind of cooling us off.
It's like a rainforest.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Then there's usually the daily thunderstorms in the summer.
But when it's dry and it's hot, that's when you have a problem, and that's Texas.
That's the desert.
I like Texas, but it's just when it's 103 degrees outside, it's dry. And then you got like the dust storms and stuff coming from Mexico. If you're like really close up north in Texas, then it's not fun sometimes. But besides that, it's a good place. I got a tan every time I went, so that was awesome.
Everybody's
I live in Florida. I don't really get a tan, but then I go to Texas for like a month, and I come back and I'm all nice and tan.
Florida's the sunshine state, though.
That's just the same, man. It's actually the rainy state. It rains more than anything else here.
I say the sun's out more than it rains.
I still say it's a rainy state.
Oh, well, whatever. You let us know in the comment section whose side are you on. Is Florida the sunshine state or the rainy state? Even if you're not from Florida, if you've ever vacationed in Florida, if you know somebody who lives in Florida, just if you do research on Florida, what do you think? So let us know that. Also, what was I saying? I was saying something before that. Yeah, I mean, I don't like sweating. I don't like being hot. I'd rather be cold than hot, and here's why. When you're cold, you can do things to warm up. You know, you can put on extra layers, you can have a fire, you can, get more blankets if you're trying to sleep, you can, you drink something hot, eat something hot, you can warm up fairly easily. But when it's hot, you can't really do much to cool down. It's so hard,
Yeah.
So that's why I just feel helpless. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah,
and especially when you have to be outside for, some reason or another, there's nothing you can do. It's you just gotta keep walking or keep standing here or whatever.
Well, what they did in Texas to us was really a crime, really. I mean, I'm not trying to bash Texas. I actually love Texas, but a thing they did to us when we were in Slitterbond over there, or something like Slitterbond's it's the park. It was Riverwalk. There's a place in Riverwalk somewhere around in Texas. It was a lovely place. It was awesome. It's a big city. They have this thing where on days where it's 105 degrees outside, they would have people waiting every every mile or every 5 minutes down the street. They have people waiting with slushies and ices and Italian ices. And they charge you $5 for each one of these. But every time you got there, you would pay for it. You'd be desperate. You'd be so overheated by the time you got there. You had to get one. And it was every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, these people are getting $5. And you had to, because you were completely just done. You're completely just super overheated. Yeah. You're sweating. You need something to cool you off, or you're just not gonna make it. I mean, yeah, you could always walk to the store and get some water, but this. It's convenience right on the way to where you're going. And a lot of people, of course, we bought it every time, and so we wasted a lot of money that way, but it was worth it. It was nice.
And there's another thing. There's actually two more things I noticed that, sorry, I don't mean to ignore what you're saying, but I mean back to what I was saying about cold over hot is that or cool over warm rather, is that I noticed with the cooler weather, I don't get as many headaches. Because, I used to get more than I get now, but I still get headaches probably more frequently than the average person. But I get, headaches and, I can't do anything the rest of the day. But I noticed that when it's cooler outside, in the winter and whenever there's a cool front, I don't really get as many headaches. That's mainly when it's hot and, the sun's beating on my, on me. I'm in a car and there's no sun visor on my window and the sun's, shining through or, whatever. Because the sun's so strong here in Florida.
I think it's just allergies, probably.
Allergies? I don't think so.
Because when it's wintertime, there's less, pollen and flowers and all that stuff going on. So,
but that's not linked to headaches. That's more sinus stuff.
Yeah, sinuses can give you a headache. If you're hurting up in here, it's going to give you a headache.
Well, and I think when I was younger, a lot of my headaches were caused by my eyes because I had poor vision all my life. I basically. I was prescribed glasses, but I didn't want to wear them because I don't want to become dependent on them. I want to heal it naturally, and it works. My vision's almost back to normal now. But they told me, the optometrist said that it's probably because of because I was born in already the electronic age, so I was basically I was using an iPhone when I was 5 years old. So I was I'd be
how old are you?
12 hours. I don't want to say on here. I want to keep that a mystery for the
your YouTube channel. You're a YouTuber. They're gonna find out.
How are they gonna find out? I tried looking up me on Google. I couldn't find anything.
Wow, you got a mysterious YouTuber here.
That's a mystery. Suffice to say, I'm in college. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I'll tell you after we're off the air. But But yeah, anyway. So, what did I just say? Oh yeah. So yeah, I would
You
like
prefer
how
cold
these
over hot.
screens. Yeah, basically that's the point. That's the.
Yeah, I agree with that too, especially at night when you're like sleeping and I like.
Oh,
it cold.
I have the windows open when it's 30
I like
degrees,
it
man.
cold because then like I put nice blankets, you sleep better, and it's awesome.
I mean, in my opinion, it's never too cold to sleep because I could just put on some more blankets or whatever.
Yeah.
But my brother is like very particular at that kind of stuff. His room is right next to mine, and we share the same AC system. So basically, and since he's older than me, it's basically like what he says goes as far as the AC. But he has to have it at exactly 68 degrees to sleep. If it's 69, he'll turn the AC on. If it's 67, he'll turn the heat on. It has to be 68. And so like I'm over there, you know, I try to open my windows like on the rare occasion that it's in like the 40s or 50s outside or something. And what I do is I put a towel at the bottom of my door so that the air stays in my room. And like I'll close the heat vent so that it's just the windows in my room. And eventually, like sooner or later, when he gets up to go to the bathroom, he'll like hear the sound of the wind or whatever, and then like just knock on my door and be like, "Are the windows open again?" And he's like, "Oh, you gotta close them. You know, the cold air will come in here." Or whatever. Well, that's inconclusive, but you know, whatever. I end up closing them, but
So yeah, that's nice. Cool is nice. When you're
But yeah,
flirting, you like cold because it's just always hot around here. It's just a nice difference, and it gives you that Christmas feeling too. You know,
yeah,
that we all enjoy when we get it. It's not. It's been like 2 or 3 Christmases where it's been hot, 85 degrees or more. So
that's crazy, man.
It's kind of sad. I kind of want a cold Christmas.
Dreaming of a white Christmas, man.
Dreaming of a white Christmas. Yes.
It's gonna be like I wish it was just like 80, 80, 80, 20, 80, 80. You know, like just one day.
Just Christmas.
Can we get some snow? I've never seen snow in my life.
Me neither.
Even when I've traveled, because every time I've traveled up north, it's been like summer. You know, like I've never seen snow.
Well, yeah, another place I went to. I also went to Chicago once around Thanksgiving, around this time actually, and it was 20 degrees outside there, but it wasn't like it never rained or anything, so we never got any snow. They said it was cold enough to get snow, but unlucky
just
me, I didn't get no snow.
Because it's basically it has to be the conditions to rain, but just since it's full of freezing and snow. So yeah, basically
it didn't rain.
How often does it rain? Like
Besides, Chicago was that place. You might like Chicago. I didn't particularly care for Chicago that much. I mean, there's nice parts about it I did like, but Chicago, for one thing, I didn't care for is at night it's like completely just smog, I guess. What do you call it? What would you call that? Just fog. No, it's not fog.
Mist.
It's when the air what's in the sky is polluted.
Yeah, that's smog. I think
smog. Okay. Yeah, it's just full of smog.
I think there's another word for it, but
yeah, that's what
I forget.
Smog is the word of the day. But
word of the day that you just reminded me. At the end of each episode, I try to like get a word of the day. But smog. Yeah, we'll save that for later.
Smog is the word of the day. So
what's your favorite place you've traveled to?
It's going to be obviously between North Carolina or Texas. Texas, I liked because it was different. It kind of reminded me of home, but there was a lot of fun things to do there. North Carolina was nice because the nature of it was very beautiful. Like the actual geography of the place had a lot of mountains, which I wasn't used to because in Florida there's no mountains, just little hills.
Yeah, it's the flattest.
And then there's just beautiful like rainfalls and nature and stuff like that. And it gets cold there, it snows.
Well, from what I hear, Texas is a very diverse state.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's huge, but also like from people I know that have went there, it's like Austin, which is very different from Houston, which is very different from Dallas, which is very different from Waco, which is very different from Galveston, which is very different from Corpus Christi, which is very different from San Antonio, which is very different from Fort Worth. Like, it's just every city has like a different like atmosphere to it. Would you, as someone who went to Texas, would you agree or disagree?
Agree. And Florida is a lot like that too, which I kind of that's why I think
more or less.
That's why I think I kind of like easily adjusted to that place, was because I was so used to being so diverse here that it was easy for me to adjust to another diverse area.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, since I was in Mount Dora a couple days ago, it was a lot different of a feel than Port St. Lucie, and then Orlando and the Disney area has its own thing going on, and then Miami is just completely its own thing. And the Keys, I've never been to the Keys, so I can't.
That's the next place I want to go to. I want to go to the Keys for sure.
Yeah,
that's definitely a planned trip in the future, for sure.
Joshua's trip to the Keys.
Chris's trip to the Keys.
And the Panhandle. I've never been to the Panhandle either, but yeah, I mean, Jacksonville has its own thing. Miami's got its own thing. Orlando's got its own thing. And then there's the less populated areas, and each of those places kind of has its own thing. Like on the way to Tampa, like on Route 60, you know, east or westbound doesn't really matter. But on the way from the East Coast to the West Coast to Florida on Route 60, you just pass through so much diverse. That's really a good sample, in my opinion, of what Florida has to offer. Basically, travel east to west, because if you travel north to south, I mean, like, basically the only north to south routes here are 95 and 75, which are kind of, I don't know. They just feel like interstates. It doesn't feel like any state. It just feels like you're on an interstate, you know. Like, basically, on 95, for example, the whole way, just like, you don't know what state you're in. It's the East Coast. It's like, I don't know. But, except the Turnpike, which is technically north to south, but it's really southwest to north, southeast to northwest. And that gets a little bit of diversity. But, the east to west route's really where it's at. Route 60, you go through, let's see, it starts in Vero Beach. And have you been on, like, Route 60 across the state?
A little bit, yeah.
Like from Vero to Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah? So yeah, you go through Vero Beach and it goes to Yeehaw Junction eventually. You gotta eat at the Desert Inn. It's a hotel. I've never stayed at the hotel part, but the restaurant I have eaten at, and it's just.
See, that's when you know it's a good hotel when you just go to eat food. Yeah, that's a good place.
Well, have you eaten there?
No. But it sounds like.
I mean, you passed by it, right?
Probably, I just didn't.
Desert Inn,
probably
Yeehaw
didn't
Junction.
really
It's right on Route
attention to
60. At the junction there, 60 and Route 15.
What's the best thing there to eat?
I forget. I was only there once. It was like 5 years ago. Yeah, I just remember it was like, this is interesting. I won't say it's good, but it's somewhere you need to go once. Just like,
Well, like, what's so appealing about it?
I don't know. It just has that old-fashioned vibe to it. Like not like when a theme park or something tries to create old-fashioned, you can tell it's modern and it's just trying to be old-fashioned. But the Desert Inn legitimately is old-fashioned. Like, it hasn't changed since the 1890s or something. So, like, yeah, they put like maybe a fresh coat of paint on, or like, you know, wood or whatever, just to keep up with you know, code enforcement and stuff. But like, it hasn't changed since 1800s, so it really does feel old-fashioned, except the prices. They did update those. They go out of business, so they didn't. But like, everything is just like, wow, they still do that here. It just feels so obsolete. And there's like 4 tables or something.
I like that. I like experiences like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I like there's a time and a place for a small town vibe. Now, the thing about Port St. Lucie and the suburbs in general, in my opinion, is you have all the negative things about the city, like overpopulation, traffic congestion, you know, taking a long time to drive anywhere, inconvenient, like the parking lots don't connect, and so like
here or in Texas?
Port St. Lucie. I've never been to Texas.
Oh, okay. But, so honestly, like, you might say it's bad here, but you go to Chicago or New York or places like that, it's 100 times
No.
worse.
But you didn't let me finish. I was saying you have all the negative aspects of the city, but it would be worth it if we had the positive things, like in Chicago, Los Angeles, Austin, New York. Like, there's stuff to do there, right? Like, there's nightlife, there's entertainment, but in Port St. Lucie, it's like everything closes at dusk.
True. The only thing that opens up around here is like McDonald's and IHOP.
Exactly. Basically. And it's like, that's not very exciting. Like, my friends and I.
And then there's some clubs off at US 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
And some bars and stuff like that.
Well, those are like 21 plus places, though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
no children go in there.
Yeah, there's nothing for me to do.
But kids are gonna be, ones that have the fake IDs, of course.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean, my friends and I were like so many a time looking to go places. It's like 1 a.m. and we're like, all right, what are we gonna do? And we're like, well, we can go to McDonald's, Denny's, Waffle House.
Come to McDonald's. I'll hook you up.
Oh, really? You're working there?
Yeah, I work at McDonald's. I said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You worked the one by me. That's right.
I work right down.
Yeah, I can't believe I've never seen you there. I go there like pretty often.
I usually work pretty late at nighttime too. Pretty school nights.
Yeah, that's like within biking distance even.
Yeah, that's why I chose it. That's why I'm working there, because it's like right down the street from where my school is. So it's just close to transportation, and because I don't have a car yet, so that's kind of just the plan. So plan is like get a car, get license card, and then just get in a job, something a lot better, obviously.
Nice.
But at least I got experience. That's good.
Yeah. No, that's good.
So,
I think.
Don't ever be ashamed working at McDonald's, because for one thing, from that place, you will get respected by people because they know what kind of bullshit you go through. At McDonald's, the people that come there at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning are just the people even in the normal daytime that give you crap all day. And then how fast you have to move and get these people's food and multitask and do at least 3 people's job in a day sometimes more than that.
The night shift.
Especially in the night shift, because there's only like 5 people instead of 20 that they had in the day. You will be respected when you say you've been working there for half a year or a year to any place you go to, and they'll take that as pretty good experience. And most of the time that ensures you a decent job somewhere else.
Well, and I have 2 things to say about that. The first thing is just a side comment I've thought up there about, like...
it's humbling.
Humbling
job.
Well, man, I forgot what it was. But I think if you work retail, like... Oh, yeah, the other thing I was going to say was that I think the daytime people are worse, like customers, because, like, I don't know, just daytime people in general, it's a different aesthetic,
Yeah.
Like, the nocturnal folks, like myself whenever I can be, like, are just typically more peaceful, and they're just, like, they're slower paced, and I just like they're chill and relaxed, and like, oh yeah, they're more. I find they're typically more polite, and they're more like sympathetic, and they're like they walk into McDonald's and just like, yeah, can I get a nighttime?
Nighttime, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, can I get a whatever? Like, all right, that'll be 10 minutes. And all right, yeah, whatever. And it's like, just let me know when it's ready. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. As where the daytime people, it's like it's a rat race. Everybody's rushing to be ahead. Everybody's got to get to work, got to get to the some more rush thing. Is like, yeah, give me the 10 minutes. I'm not gonna wait down. Where's my food? I want to get my thing like this. And no, I want the extra large. You give me that. Like, they're just more like there's more negative emotion, in my opinion. And it's just like it's too crowded, and it's just like I don't like being places during the day. When it's crowded. I don't like crowds.
Okay.
Like, there's a time and a place for it. Like, I'll go to a fair sometimes, and like they have a very limited capacity, so it gets crowded very easily. And I don't mind that as much because everybody's there to have a good time. Everybody's there for the same things. Like, they're all like, we get along. But if it's somewhere where people are there for different reasons, like a restaurant or a store or something, it can be annoying. Like just having all the people there, and it's like, just relax, okay? Jeez, come on. You're not the most important person here.
It's like, dude, there's 3 orders ahead of you with like 5 different like quarter pounders, 6
it's like
large fries.
That's the problem. Everybody thinks like you. Do you know what the problem is? You want to know what the problem is with the world? Let me buy you a mirror. But yeah, no offense. I mean, I don't know who's watching this, but whatever. Just speaking my mind. But yeah, also the other thing I was going to say is I think working retail is respectable because it builds, in my opinion, communication skills. It builds professionalism. It builds so many important life skills. So I don't think it should ever be frowned upon. Like, oh, you work at minimum wage like retail or something.
Oh no,
like,
we actually make more than minimum wage.
Actually.
We actually make more.
Well, whatever. But even if you did work at minimum wage, like somewhere like 7-Eleven at 3 a.m. or something, even that, it builds. I don't know. I think it's something. It's a good starting point. And I think if you don't work retail, something similar to, I'm just using that as an example. But if you don't work like a minimum wage or lower class job, and you just dive right into like a career or like something that you like. I don't know, just dive into something like more, respectable, quote unquote. Like, I think you're not going to do as well because you won't have the experience that you thought you didn't need, but you really did. You're not going to know how to, because if it's like your first job, like your first job should be like something you got to start out small, But I really don't think it's small. I think it's big in its own way, Like McDonald's, for example, like you learn about food, you learn about people, you learn about money.
Multitasking.
Yeah, you learn about multitasking. You learn about time management. You learn about speed, agility. You learn about how things work. I don't know. It's educational in my opinion. I mean, you're the one who works at McDonald's here out of the two of us, so you tell
definitely.
me. But that's just my guess.
One thing about it, what you said though, it's basically busy no matter what time it is. I mean, there's always people in there all the time, even at nighttime. You think it's
I can
chill.
attest to that.
Most
I've
people are chill, but there's still those people that come in at 11, 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, still expecting their food to come out in a minute when they've ordered, as I said before, 6 quarter pounders, 15 cheeseburgers, 6 large fries, and they all want it done in a minute like that, when there's already 2 orders just like that in front of them at nighttime. And then on top of it, at nighttime, you usually have more chill people, but then you get the drunk people, you get the people that are high, you get the people that just came from the club and stuff like that. And,
it depends, because some of those people are chill too.
Sometimes they're chill, but then there's the people that drink and they get angry.
There's the happy drunks and there's the angry drunks.
Sometimes it's fun, actually.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get someone stumbling in there just hey buddy, I like you, man, here's $20, you're a good guy. Give me the extra large. I want to take some home.
Do you want this? Yeah, sure. Why not? Hell no. Just give me everything.
Yeah, and then you got the angry drunks who come in. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
It's you made this one little mistake. I want it, or you're taking too long, and they actually smash their hands on the table and they make a big scene.
Have to be escorted out by security and get.
There's been a time where my manager's actually got into a fight with someone before.
Oh, wow.
And we actually had to call the cops. It was
wow. Jeez.
Another thing you learn when to call the cops.
Yeah.
It's not funny, but
you'll learn
when to call the cops.
Yeah.
And when you work at night, another thing you notice is that there's always cops outside somewhere. Every time at night when I work there's the cops either down the street or they're right next door or they're actually here at McDonald's. Cops there's always something going on at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning that you don't even know, stuff you don't hear
I thought
about.
You meant they were just sitting there waiting for something to happen.
Something's happening. It's either a speed ticket or someone was trying to steal something or someone was starting a fight because the 2 people were drunk.
Yeah, there are some evildoers out at night.
We've had some stories.
Yeah, there are some evildoers out at night, and I think it gets a negative representation. Nighttime is a dangerous time to be out. Don't go out alone
it's
at
fun.
night.
You just gotta.
But I think there's an equal, if not greater, amount of evildoers out during the day, too. Because I think they're most burglaries happen during the day. Because they wait for people to go to work or go on their commute or something. Haha, everyone's distracted. Let me just swoop in here and you're talking about most shootings happen during the day.
More like burglars, someone just wants to take some money out of the cash.
Yeah, people break into people's houses and most robberies, most shootings happen during the day.
I'm saying
most car accidents happen during the day.
Happen at night usually. It's it's a big serious thing going on.
Yeah,
that's when it happens usually at night.
Whatever.
Usually even a good amount of shootings and stuff like that happen at nighttime, especially in Port St. Lucie.
But more during the day.
You remember when there was a shooting at the theater? Right over here.
Was there?
Yeah, it was at midnight. There was a shooting a year or two ago.
That place is open at midnight?
Yeah, there was a midnight showing, and all of a sudden this guy pulls out a gun in the middle of the thing and starts shooting up. But then this one guy, he didn't kill anybody, he didn't hurt nobody, but he caused some damage because someone actually took him down and took the gun from him, and someone called the cops, and they already had him. So, see. Thing people don't understand about the cops are not there to stop the problem. They're there to clean up the mess afterwards.
Yeah.
And if the mess still happens to be going on, yes, they'll intervene, but their job is not there to actually stop anything. They're there for the aftermath. So that's where you're supposed to step in, and this is where I promote guns and everything.
Promote guns?
Promote guns.
Well, wait a minute. If guns But guns is what caused the shooting, though.
No, it's people with guns. It's not guns.
Yeah, but if guns were banned if people weren't allowed to possess guns,
here's the thing:
shootings.
People are going to get guns one way or another, legal or not. It's like drugs. People get drugs no matter if it's legal or not.
You can't destroy drugs because they come from plants, and you can't destroy all plants.
Well, there's always going to be guns because we need it for the military.
Right. Well, like, that's like saying people can't possess tanks. Like, I've never seen anybody steal a tank. You know, like...
Dude, it's a lot easier to sneak a gun
things.
around than a tank, buddy. That's the difference.
I don't know.
Whatever. That's a big difference. You can't even compare those two. That's like me talking about stealing your lollipop compared to me stealing your entire, like... ice cream cone or something.
Well, I don't know about that.
Your triple-decker ice cream cone.
Like the
three
like a
scoops.
twisty treat,
yeah,
clean.
Or like you got one of those really big lollipops for like kids, and it's like takes them.
The 50 cent.
Takes them like a week to eat the whole thing or something. Yeah, it's different for me taking a little lollipop compared to something that big. It's actually a bigger difference than that. You're saying about a gun comparing to an entire vehicle.
Yeah, it's like a TV or a house. Well, not maybe
maybe a phone in the house.
Or a phone and a car.
These are bad analogies. Never mind. Just forget them. The point is, you can't compare it.
Who cares? This isn't a mainstream channel right now. I don't care. We can talk about whatever. We could talk about vinegar eels. We could talk about stew, Frobbles, Wizbo, the Uncle Gary Station, the Montebo.
Oh, we can talk about Stan Lee.
What? What is that?
Stan Lee.
Oh.
He passed away like 2 days ago.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
yeah, I don't keep up with the news.
Yeah, Stan Lee. Yeah, he, respect to him. He just passed 2 days ago, sadly. Honestly, Marvel movies are never going to be the same now because he's gone. Like it's sad that he's gone.
I never really watched many Marvel movies, but I've seen a few and I've liked what I've seen.
Oh wait, we're done. Nope, yeah. I'm out. Nope, that's it.
I'm sorry, man.
We are done.
No, I don't want to be blasphemous.
That's.
No, I'm not saying I don't like Marvel movies.
In the
like
comments,
I said, from what I've seen,
in the comments, write Marvel if you are a supporter of Marvel.
Okay.
Or better yet, write Stan Lee in the comments if you respect him. Obviously.
Or give me suggestions of Marvel movies to watch.
Give him just all the movies.
I'll react to them live.
Just beg him, please watch the Marvel movies because they're honestly pretty much the best movies out today.
No, I'm optimistic about them. I just can't, I don't feel I don't have the right to talk about them because I haven't seen, very many.
Have you seen Star Wars?
Yes, I have seen Star Wars.
Not the newest one, I mean the old ones.
Yeah, from the 80s, yeah.
Okay, good enough. Okay, redeemed. Kind of.
Why, is that Marvel?
No, it's not. Well,
it's Lucasfilms, right? That's their own thing, isn't it?
It's owned by Disney now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, but no, Star Wars is just kind of like an American thing. If you're American, you should be watching. You should have seen Star Wars.
It's not a superhero movie.
You should have. Kind of pretty much is.
I'm more of a Trekkie. I grew up on Star Trek. My family's more into Star Trek and Star Wars. What? Which side are you on? Star Trek or Star Wars?
Definitely Star Wars.
Why?
Because Star Wars is better. Star Trek's cool. No,
Star Trek.
I actually do like Star Trek.
I grew up watching the original series.
The original was
the Next
weird.
Generation.
Star Wars always was weird, but it was cool at the same time.
Yeah,
Star Trek always had this weird.
Star Trek. Yeah, I feel like the original series.
The new ones are nice. I like the movies.
The original series. I'm sorry to any hardcore Trekkies out there, but the original series doesn't hold up that well. It's got some neat concepts, but it's very 60s. It's very the way the scripts are written, the way that the acting and the set construction and everything. It's cool for what it is. But I mean, the Next Generation is probably my favorite because it's old fashioned, but it's modern and it's more immersive and it's more like action. It's more like action and story oriented. As opposed to oh look, here's a fangled gadget, here's an alien thing, I don't know. The Next Generation is more yeah, whatever. We got a holodeck now. We got
we have Glocks and AK-47s and real weapons that real people have, not these toy lasers that our parents played with and shot little flashlights at our enemies and scared them that way.
I haven't seen much of Deep Space Nine or Voyager, so I can't really...
I don't remember watching too much. My parents were actually more into Star Trek than I was, because I grew up with Star Wars, I grew up with...
Star Wars is newer than
SpongeBob and Star Wars, so that was my childhood.
I know my SpongeBob. I'm well-versed in that. I grew up on that as well. I was the perfect age for SpongeBob.
Sadly, I missed out on, South Park. I missed out on The Simpsons. I missed out on
I missed
anime, really. But I had SpongeBob. SpongeBob and Cartoon Network was my thing.
Oh, dude, I watched so much Cartoon Network. It's unbelievable. There was a time when I watched 12 hours of Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon.
Yeah, every day.
Every day. Disney Channel sometimes, but not as much.
I got into Disney Channel when it was cool. Like when it was like
when they had Phineas and Ferb.
Okay, I just put myself out there. I actually liked Hannah Montana. I actually thought that show was pretty cool. That was a good time. Right?
What's cool?
Hannah Montana was cool. Sweet Life on Deck was cool. Wizards of Waverly Place was awesome.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good TV shows at that time. But when those ended,
it was alright.
Yeah, and then Shake Up Chicago was okay. But like after basically Sweet Life on Deck ended and Hannah Montana and all those three shows
Isn't
ended,
like Austin
it was basically
the new Hannah Montana or something?
That sucks. It's horrible. Those there were good shows, and now after those
I think Disney should have stuck with animation. Like, yeah, you're allowed one sitcom or something.
Well, they do have animation. It's like Disney XD.
Yeah, now I've kind of lost touch with all that because I don't watch as much TV
I don't
anymore.
watch Disney,
but
I haven't watched Disney for
that like Phineas and Ferb was great. I loved that.
Phineas and Ferb was cool.
Fish Hooks was kind of, I don't remember much about that.
Fish Hooks was a good show,
but it was I think it had a charm to it.
It was nice.
It was just like more. Oh, Gravity Falls. Let's not forget Gravity Falls. That's an awesome show.
I didn't get into Gravity Falls, sadly, but I wish I had. I felt like that was a good show as well.
Actually, and this is going to surprise a lot of people probably, but I would put Phineas and Ferb above Gravity Falls. You know, not just because of the nostalgia, but because it's a kid's show. Like, as a show, as an adult, probably Gravity Falls. But, like, as far as what they're going with their child audience, I think Phineas and Ferb is a better show for kids to watch.
Definitely.
Because it speaks more to them, and it has a charm to it, and they can learn from it, and it's not going to make them violent or hyperactive.
I love how it builds on their
creativity. Imagination.
Yeah, imagination, creativity. That was a big thing about Phineas and Ferb that I personally liked a lot. And like as a kid at that age, I actually did want to build things like that, but like in reality, I couldn't do that.
I've never been. I wasn't really a very hands-on kid.
I was very hands-on.
I tried to build stuff sometimes, but it would always go disastrously
I'd make
wrong.
so many things.
Yeah, I don't know. Arts and crafts was never really my thing. I'm getting more into that now, but it never really was, because by the time I was 5, 6 years old, like I said, we already had iPhones and iPods. Like, I can make something in color paint app or whatever.
I didn't get an iPhone until I was like
Microsoft
12.
Paint or whatever. Like, why would I make something in real paint?
I didn't grow up with iPhones actually. I grew up with Leapfrog. And the little Game Boy box thing you'd plug into your TV and play with the joystick games, and Leapfrog. That was my child. And the Game Boys, like the little the square Game Boys.
I know a lot about retro gaming because I watch Cinemassacre, James Ralph, and AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but it's for those of you probably not supposed to. I probably shouldn't promote other channels.
Why not?
Why not? I'm not too stuck up for that, but it's Cinemassacre, James Ralph, AVGN,
if you like
check it out.
You should support him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, if you look at my liked videos playlist, at least now anyway, it's like half.
Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, not PewDiePie, sadly. PewDiePie, I love you, man, but you were, what can I say, man? He was good back in the day, but now it's like...
I haven't watched any of his videos.
Listen, PewDiePie, just play games. I haven't watched you in a long time. Maybe you are now. But if you start playing games, you won't have to worry about being knocked off your throne, okay? Just start playing your games again, and you'll be fine.
I don't know. I think people should, and I don't know about PewDiePie because I've never watched him, but I mean, as people
you
YouTubers
never watched PewDiePie?
See, there's a certain thing about me. Here's something you got to know about me. If something's really popular, I don't get the urge to check it out. I get the urge to stay away from it. Because I'm like, that's something normal people like, and I don't want to be normal. I don't want to conform, and I don't want to sound weird, but because there's some popular things that I love, like Rick and Morty, for example. I love Rick and Morty, and I always will, even if their fan base is not my cup of tea.
I really need to get into that.
And the fan base can be annoying sometimes. Sorry, not discarding any Rick and Morty fans. I know a lot of Rick and Morty fans that are awesome people, some of my best friends.
Well,
but
when
the
you
fan
have
base in general is
videos
kind
of guys
annoying.
standing on top of, getting on top of the table and taking the shirt off and saying, "I'm Pickle Rick." Doing that right in the middle of McDonald's.
Whatever. The show's great, though.
Honestly, you're just hurting yourself more than anything else.
But
you know what? We're all weird, but don't be that weird.
I'm more into obscure things, and one of my goals in my life is to kind of help people realize that there's more to art than what the media bombards us with. Like, take music, for example. Radio music, like pop music, I don't... Like, some of it's okay, but you don't really need... I got into a very heated debate about this a little bit ago. You don't need to have much talent to be a popular musician, because like nowadays with all the electronic stuff and the studio magic, you can make anybody sound good, But like, that's pop music. But you have other genres, like take rock for example, which is one of my favorite genres, if not my favorite genre. Like there's so much talent, like to play a guitar solo, to have the style of vocals, to write the complex lyrics, to like make the the chords and get it right, and the like all the instant percussion, the bass, the rhythm, the melody, the vocals, like it all, you need to have talent or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But you can make like a 3-note song like that's catchy. Basically, all you need now is be catchy and be like showy.
Mm-hmm.
Like have a music video, like it's like it's the same. Just have, I don't know. Like I like to use rap as an example.
Yeah, but what was that one that just came out? It's it has Drake in it and some other guy. What is it called? I was listening to the other day. I actually hear it in my head right now. It's actually a catchy song, but it's about
I don't know. Put it in the comments.
It's about him being out like a light.
Whatever. But I like to use rap music as an example.
Checks over lines.
When I talk about music videos, I like to use rap music as an example, especially like modern rap music, like 2018. Because like it's always going to have the same few things in it. You're going to have cars, you're going to have women, you're going to have money, you're probably going to have drugs, you're going to have like, the same, like the jewelry, the chains, the face tattoos, the colored hair. Like, yeah, all right, do something different, please. And like the lyrics are going to be the same thing, same handful of topics. What
I like about Post Malone, because I like Post Malone.
I've never
awesome.
listened to him. I gotta check him out.
You gotta check him out, because the thing about him is he's not just rap, but he also puts other forms of music in there as well. He has soft music, he has guitar in there, mixing with rap and other.
That reminds me
so
of
many different genres together that it's beautiful. It's not just the same old guy singing a cool, catchy rap song. Now it's actually turning into rap mixing with guitar, with rock and roll, mixing with soft melody songs, maybe a little bit of pop even possibly in there. I like that they're mixing things like that, and I appreciate that.
And that kind of reminds me of a Mac Lethal.
I feel like he does that well.
Have you heard of Mac Lethal?
No.
Like he's a rapper, but he does other stuff too. It's like I don't know. You should check him out. He does a bunch of stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of that. Anyway, what were you saying?
Another thing about Post Malone is that he's very, even though he has some songs, I mean every rapper has some songs where they're kind of arrogant and like, oh yeah, look at me, I got all this money, I got all these bitches and all that stuff, but out of a lot of them, I feel like he's very humble and very like down to earth with his music, where he's like very chill. He invites everybody. He wants everybody. That's why he's not just one category. He's a lot of categories of music, and he invites a lot of people. I just like his style. I just like him just being like a chill guy.
Yeah,
he's kind of a hippie, but he's also a cool hippie at the same time. So, I mean,
from my experience, most hippies are cool.
Yeah, I mean, people think I'm a hippie because I have long hair, but I'm not really hippie. I'm just a chill guy. And maybe that makes me a hippie.
You're pretty chill.
Maybe that makes me hippie. I don't know. But
there's several
all I know is I just think he's awesome, and I just think the man is doing a good thing. I think he's just spreading love. He's making money at the same time, but I think he's honestly he loves his job, and I think he's there to help the people. And in return, it's helped him out and his family out as well.
And that's a valuable quality, especially in the hip hop community, because as you said, it's like it's oversaturated with the
same. And he's also so free to tell people about his own, he's not just like, oh, I'm a self-made man and there's no problems. He's like, I admit I have problems. I admit I get hurt. I admit I've had bad relationships. I admit I had a rough childhood. But look at me now. Congratulations.
Well, and you see that...
All they say is congratulations.
You see that in other genres, like take Elliott Smith, for example, or like, rock music or something. You see that a lot, it's like Slipknot, Elliott Smith, like Linkin Park, like, yeah, it's all there. But
Roses, AC/DC.
Right, but in the hip-hop community, it's a lot more, saturated with this, like I said, the same few topics. Like, I'm better than you, like, look at me, I'm so, like, yeah, trying to, like, brag or whatever. But I think what you were saying about it kind of reminded me of, like, Tupac. Because, like, you have Tupac, like, yeah, he's got some, like, gangsta songs or whatever, but he also has, like, songs like Dear Mama, or, like Changes, or, like, Me Against the World, or something where it's, like it almost brings you to tears, like, it's like, oh, wow, this guy, like, he gets pretty real. Like, he's not too proud, he's not too good to talk about, like, like, it's not, how gangsta is it to talk about how much you love your mother? Like, no, exactly. He doesn't care because he's
just being heart to heart, man.
Yeah, so like he doesn't value.
I love food. I love my mom. I love my bed
more than he loves money and more than he loves the clout.
Exactly.
So that's respectable.
And it's just honest.
And
that's everybody.
That's one of the things that made him a good rapper.
People are like that. Another person I'd probably say was Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne,
really?
He's actually known for kind of being an a-hole, but he's got his songs where it's like. He's straight up just like being honest, where he's struggling with certain things in life, and he even some hints about like him even searching for God and stuff like that. I'm just like, wow, like you sharing that with us. It's
I haven't
really
heard too much.
I've
heard some Lil Wayne, not much.
Lil Wayne's got his songs obviously where he's obviously he's showing off his pride, but then he also has his songs where he's also. He wouldn't be my top guy for being humble, obviously, but he'd definitely be one of the probably top 10 for sure. Because like any rapper that takes the time to expose themselves, I respect that, because then it shows they're human and that they're not there to front all the time. They're there to be real with you, and it's the ones that are be real with you and welcome you at the same time. Those are the ones. They're going to be around for
I agree. And
they're going to be around for a long time.
Like, not just because you give them money and go to their shows, like, just because, like, hey, listen, if you listen to this music, you have my respect. Listen, whatever. Yeah, I agree. Would you put Eminem in that category?
I was actually thinking about Eminem. That was going to be the next person I was going to talk about.
Oh, really?
I mean,
because I wouldn't
say he's the most humble guy. I just respect him because of him just accepting who he is. And sometimes just not giving a shit about who's right or wrong. He just like, you put me in a battle, I'm gonna win it. I don't care if I'm right or not. But at the end, when he does roast on you, like he won't. I don't know what to say. He's almost like, I know I'm better than you, but like I'm just gonna roast you, and afterwards we're just gonna make fun about it. Like he's like even now, like I love you, man.
I'm gonna Kelly or whatever. He probably go have a drink with him.
Definitely.
Like, they're still friends. It's just like, well, I don't know, whatever. But like, I don't think Eminem like hates his guys. It's just like, no, you diss me, I'm gonna diss you. Like, it's a friendly exchange.
He's humble. I think he's just true and he's just being himself. Yeah. But he's not like a huge dick about it either.
Yeah.
I think he's just being himself, and I respect him because honestly, he's won against the biggest and the baddest, and he's won a lot of disses, a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's just one of my favorites. He's not just he's not just cussing every 5 seconds. Because he's not just trying to make a funny, like just slang words all the time. Yeah. You actually use some words from the dictionary, which is one of the things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Kelly was making fun of him.
He's very talented.
And he's like, so what? What are you trying to say? You trying to diss on me that I use the dictionary?
I think I think
I use smart words.
He should have used in the diss track. He should have made more in Killshot. He should have had more like sophisticated words, like like while dissing you, sir, are a whatever, and just like use that would have made it funnier in my opinion. But yeah, I think he's got.
Oh my god, I love the kill shot from Eminem. That was an awesome diss. He did so well in that. But even afterwards, he was just like, man, I love you. Did he?
Oh yeah.
It's like, I love you, man. It's like, I'm just messing with you guys.
Yeah.
But then truthfully, he had to diss him, and it's sad because
I think
it's then it kind of gets to a prideful thing where I can't really say Eminem is technically the humblest guy. Honestly, I love Eminem. I think he's awesome, but I don't think he's definitely the humblest guy around. But I think he had good morals, and I think he'd be the kind of guy that would beat you up but then afterwards, like, help you up and then take you to the hospital, pay for your hospital bill, and afterwards take you to a bar and get you a drink, and like, hey man, I just did it because I had to do it, I had to do it to you. It was nothing personal, I don't hate you or anything. I just had to do it.
You said my daughter's name, so I had to take care of business. Yeah, whatever. But
didn't Machine Gun Kelly bring it up first? Technically,
yeah, I think so.
Didn't he make the first song?
I forget, but he definitely made Rap Devil. Killshot's response to Rap Devil.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, he kind of started it.
Yeah, but Eminem might have said something.
I think that was a smart thing Machine Gun Kelly did, because I feel like that really jump started his career to make him.
Yeah, any news is good.
I feel like he knew he was
publicity.
I feel like he knew he was going to get killed in the process and doing it, but he knew.
But at least he was
going to get known for it. Yeah. He was going to get known for being out there, and Eminem clearly saw that, and he made many references saying like, this kid legit just saying stuff so I can get to say something back to him, because now I have to diss him, and this is the biggest you're going to get it, so enjoy it. So, I mean, sorry, I know that's corny, but the point is, I just thought it was fun. I thought it was a great diss, and they're probably good friends, honestly, behind the scenes, most likely.
I like...
And if not, big deal, who cares?
As far as Eminem goes, I won't say I like his older music, but his, like mid-career music. Like, the last 2 albums were okay, in my opinion. Like, I don't hate them, but it's just like, I feel like he's embracing more of the style that he was just making fun of, like, I don't know. But before that, like, Marshall Mathers LP2, like, Recovery, whatever, like, that, like, 2008 to 2014, like the golden age of Eminem. I don't know, like Rap God, I think was from there, and like stuff like that. Like, that's his best stuff. Lose Yourself, that's older. That's 2003. But
this is stuff I didn't care for too much. But I mean, a lot of people like it.
It's awesome.
It's awesome, but it's just depressing, man. Like, it's not something you want to listen to. It's depressing.
It's inspirational.
He legit kills himself in that video, right?
No, that's Stan.
Oh, my bad. That one. Okay.
How can you confuse Stan and Lose Yourself?
My bad. Listen, I haven't listened to Eminem in a long time. I mean, I've listened to the recent stuff, but the old stuff I haven't listened to. I mean, last time I heard Rap God was probably 2 or 3 years ago. Probably around the time it came out,
I think it was 2014. I'm not sure.
Okay, so quite a few years ago. 4 years.
12.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big rap guy. I'm kind of more.
Well, me neither.
I'm more into like you said, rock and roll.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you and me might have similar tastes in music then.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
but I also like just kind of just chill music. Definitely. Like indie, like some smooth jazz and stuff like that.
Like Dismemberment Plan.
Probably anything you hear in like a chill club or in like a bar or something like that.
Like instrumental music you like?
Sure, that too, but like I like singing as well. So, I mean, it's
so like slow.
There's not like a certain song or a certain type I completely like. Okay. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for. Okay. Sometimes I like rap. Sometimes I want to hear some rock and roll. Just like easy going. Sometimes I want to just hear some chill music.
Easy listening.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. In my opinion, I like things that are psychologically challenging. Like, I like things where like it makes you think. It's like, wait a minute, what was that song actually about?
So basically, when you hear Rap God, you're like, what the hell did he just say?
well, that's different, but it's fun, like, to memorize the lyrics and stuff like that. But I mean, like, in rock music, like Nirvana, like Elliott Smith, he's not rock music. I'm just saying, like Nirvana, Elliott Smith, Slipknot, The Fall of Troy, System of a Down, Avenged Sevenfold, like that kind of stuff is fun because it gives you a puzzle to solve. It's fun to listen to, and it's catchy, and it's like energizing, and whatever, and it makes you feel more than like pop music, and it's less like empty-headed, like there's meaning, thought that went into it, but also it's psychologically challenging, like it's like and it's open to interpretation a lot of times too. Like sometimes, the artist will come out and say like, this is what the song was about. But a lot of times they're just like, I'm not going to tell you. You figure that out. Or like, it is whatever you think it is.
That's what I really liked about This Is America with Childish Gambino. I thought that song was amazing because of that. Like, it was,
I may have heard that once.
I mean, there's some things are kind of obvious, you know, like, okay, yeah, he's referencing shootings in America because we had a lot of shootings and stuff like that. That part's kind of obvious. But then there's little things where he's trying to point out where it's like, potentially that maybe, I don't know, I can't even say that. I wouldn't even say that. Like,
you can say anything, man. This is my channel. You can say whatever you want.
I don't know. I think that maybe pointing out that something, like, they said, like, I saw some, like, explanation videos talking about, like, maybe his pants had something to, like, his pants were, like, Revolutionary War pants from, like, back in the slave times.
Like,
set, like, 1776, you know, around the Constitution and the slaves and all that. That's right? That's right time. Something like that. And then just, like, some references about, like, black man, get your money, you know, it's very obvious, you know. Almost referencing something about maybe black people shooting, or just like black people getting shot at, or just like the struggle they go through and stuff like that. Or because there's a lot of like areas where it just tends to be where black people are located. There's a lot of shootings and there's a lot of violence also from the police and stuff like that. And it's not a racist thing. It's just something. It's just happened to be. And it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, as Michael Che put it. White people are getting shot, black people are getting shot, gorillas are getting shot. Crazy time to be alive.
Gorillas are getting shot, I like that one.
This isn't what Harambe died for.
That poor gorilla. Everybody's like, oh, white man got shot, oh, black man gets shot. The gorilla got shot? Shit. The gorilla got shot, damn. Yeah. But people get shot? That's the usual. I mean, and that's kind of the point of the song, you know? With the Childish Gambino crap where he's like, you know, this is America. Black men get your money.
Not
and stuff
even that. Like,
and it's very open interpretations, but there's a lot. People ask, like, "What's the song about?" And he's like, "I won't tell you. You got to find out." And I love that.
Yeah, to a certain extent, that's a branch of what I'm saying. But more, what I was thinking is like disturbing things, like it can take you to dark places.
Like Hello, Darkness, My Old Friend.
No, but like pretty much anything from Elliott Smith. Like King's Crossing, Needle in the Hay, Angelus, Between the Bars, like all that kind of stuff. Slipknot, let's see, let me try to think of Wait and Bleed, Left Behind, Eyeless, My Plague, okay.
So you like dark stuff?
Well, it's not that I like dark, that's another thing that I respect dark things, and I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of the macabre. You know, I'm a fan of the horror genre. I'm a fan of the. I talked about this in the last episode. I like horror movies, and I like like things like that because it's in my opinion, horror is one of the, if not the smartest, like most intelligent genre, because it appeals to
your senses.
Yeah, it appeals to psychology instead of. I don't know. Like mainstream
more
movies,
to your emotions and in your psychology as well.
Well, no, emotions is like
in your feelings.
Romantic comedy or something.
No, but like when it's garbage, you know, gets on, you know, it scares you and crap like that. You get, you know,
yeah. Well, it's something deeper. It's something more primitive. It's something more core. It's more than emotions, man. It's more than emotions.
Yeah, it's psychological too, definitely.
It'll give you like nightmares if it's a good one. It'll freak you out. It'll scar you. It will change you. That's what I'm looking for. It'll make you a different person. And you know, like psychological thrillers, like horror movies, like, you know, mystery, like it's all the same, you know, they're different branches of the same tree. But like, you know, that whole genre is like, it leaves the deepest impact on you, in my opinion, on the viewer, as opposed to like a romance movie or a comedy or
I can agree with that.
Even an action movie. Like, it's just like explosions, like shouting, like action. And I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Marvel. I'm not you know, taking disses at Marvel or DC or anything in particular. I just mean like action movies, like or you know, like like I mean, but I mean, animation's cool too. I like animation. I'm working on an essay, a school essay about animation right now, so I better know what I'm talking about.
Anime?
No, I actually don't like anime. Like in general, I think I don't like the fan base. I don't like the fan base. I don't like I just don't like it. I don't like reading subtitles. I watched Naruto dubbed like 400 episodes of it because my sister was obsessed with it and she made me watch it. But I kind of outgrew it. You know, I used to like it because it was like I hadn't seen any anime, and then I was like, oh wow, this is different. But it's whatever. But yeah, I don't like by animation. I mean like Disney movies and Pixar and DreamWorks and like that kind of stuff. And animated shows. Like I realized so many of the shows that I like are animated. Like Rick and Morty, South Park.
There's always a kid in all of us. You don't watch Big Mouth, do you?
No, I know what it is, but I've never seen it. Because that's a Netflix original. I don't watch Netflix very often. But BoJack Horseman, which is a Netflix original series, is now on Comedy Central. And so I've watched BoJack Horseman on Comedy Central, and from what I see,
he's almost
it's a
like
great
the
show.
same thing, right?
Huh?
It's like a horse guy, right?
BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's almost like Big Mouth, but not as bad.
Well, I feel like BoJack Horseman is more satire than anything. Like it's kind of like mocking like celebrities and like pop culture and stuff like that. Kind of like South Park, but in a more personal way. Like South Park is just like coarse and brazen and like that kind of. It's more like it takes a rougher approach, but BoJack Horseman, in my opinion, is more like deeper. It's more psychological, yeah, a little bit, but it's not as psychological as like a good horror movie or something. But it's not as psychological as Rick and Morty.
Definitely.
But BoJack Horseman, I feel it's a good show. I'd say I would recommend it. But yeah, and like Archer, Bob's Burgers.
I used to watch Archer. I had to get away from that. Just too much going on in that show. It was just really stupid too. It really wasn't.
I can't say I'm a fan of it, but I've watched a decent amount of it, and for some reason I feel here's how I judge a show based on like when I used to watch TV. Whether I skip the commercials and go to a different channel for the commercial breaks, or if I stay on. Because if I stay on the channel through the commercial breaks, that's how I know like I'm hooked. Like I want to see more of it. Otherwise, if I skip to another channel, it's like whatever. I don't really care that much. So like Archer is just one of those shows where like when a commercial break comes on, I'm like, all right, it's just like 4 minutes. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and maybe like grab a snack or something, but I want to be here when it comes back on.
No, I never really got me that hooked because I felt like it was just really stupid most of the time.
I feel like it's self-satirical.
It wasn't even like just like the sexual things about it that was funny. It's like they had sexual things, but they didn't really make funny jokes. It wasn't like...
No, I feel like it's bad on purpose.
Yeah, it's bad on purpose.
Opinion. I think it's like it's mocking itself.
It's almost like The Office, but almost worse than The Office. And I actually like The Office.
The Office isn't mocking itself, in my opinion. What?
They're always mocking themselves.
Well, the characters maybe, but not like the show as a whole.
The characters are the show.
No, the characters are part of the show. The show as a whole is like the staff behind the scenes that you don't see.
Well,
the writers.
No one gives a crap about that.
They're the people that make it happen.
What I'm trying to say is that, like, they're both trying to make fun of each other, but The Office does it better. And even then, that's kind of hard to say because, even then I still find sometimes, like, I'll watch The Office and Michael Scott will be so stupid that it honestly, like, gives me, like, chills and I have to, like, drop my phone and just stop watching it for a little bit.
What?
Because it's like, so awkward. It's like, I can't stand it. It's too much. It's too awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward.
It's too awkward. I gotta drop my phone and then it's like, after that...
I feel like they do that pretty well.
I'll stop for, like, 5 minutes and I'll watch it again, finish it.
I have mixed feelings about The Office.
But then, like, Archer, it's just like, okay, it's all bad. It's not even funny. It's not even awkward. It's like...
Give it a chance.
At this point, you're just waiting just to see them naked.
Well, I don't know about that.
Like,
that just depends how clean or dirty your mind is. But
yeah, and it's like, what are you doing? It's not worth. I don't like the show.
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean,
Rick and Morty, I do like that show. I want to get into that more.
It's like my favorite show. I have a Rick and Morty shirt. Rick and Morty.
That show's crazy, but it's got so much
it's the right mix of everything.
It's so
comedy,
much mixed
it's
up.
Action. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. It'll make you dance. It'll make you sigh. It'll make you whatever.
Yeah.
Like you go through the whole spectrum of that. It's great. The Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland and Ryan Ridley and everybody else or whatever, they really know what they're doing. Yeah, like I've seen time and time again interviews with them, like on podcasts and on like stuff with, some of which even inspired this podcast. But
Oh, wow.
Rick and Morty has been such an inspiration for me in my channel, in my artistic tastes, in my opinions of stuff, and like my views on things, in my day-to-day life, like in my sense of humor, in my like creative decisions. Like it's I feel like I owe so much to Rick and Morty that like I can't help but respect it.
That's awesome, because honestly, I feel like that way. I know you don't like the main YouTubers, but honestly, I feel like the main YouTubers, particularly, I would say Jacksepticeye is definitely molded my character, because I find him pretty hilarious, and I just feel like he is a part of, like, there already was, like, I already was like kind of like him, but then like he kind of like, just watching him just kind of brought out that part of me that's like him. That's funny. He always wants to bring up references, wants to laugh about the memes that are recent, or even the ones that are old, like the deja vu and
like I just recently reconnected with
all those funny jokes and the references, and also the games he plays. I love the games he plays, and just he's just a fun guy. Like, he's just a welcoming guy, and I see why he's made it so big, and why technically he's considered the green PewDiePie. Honestly, like, he's technically, like, if PewDiePie is the king, then Jacksepticeye is the prince, or he's the queen.
I don't know.
And I think he would accept that. He'd be fine with that. But Markiplier is definitely, like, probably the knight, if you had to say, if he was a knight of the YouTube. Because I say he's definitely, because they're like good friends. They even started a business. They started Cloak. Cloak's their new clothing business.
Supplier or something.
No, it's Cloak is the brand name of their clothes. Like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, Sean and Mark, they got together and they decided they wanted to make a business. Cool. So now, you can buy their merch. It's called Cloak, and it looks cool.
No, save your money and donate it to my Patreon account. That's what you should do. Before you do that, if you already donated, then cool, and then you can buy
both.
Well, if you're rich, if you're like, if you got
their clothes are affordable. That was the big thing. Like, they're trying to make it soft, comfortable, and affordable.
So buy like one of their things and then spend the rest of your paycheck on the donation.
Whoa, someone's selfish.
Nah, it's alright, man.
But like,
but
do what you want to do. Honestly, I would probably buy their clothes. I mean, that's just me. But you do what you want to do. It's up to you. That's the cool thing about YouTube. It's all open. It's all what you want and what you want to watch. I don't just watch Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. I also watch Logo Man. I watch some ASMR sometimes, just for fun.
I make ASMR sometimes.
Huh?
I make ASMR sometimes.
Yeah, I preferably watch like the girls, because they they tend to be a little bit more gentle, more like I don't know. I think it's just kind of weird if I watch the guy do ASMR whispering to me.
I feel like that's
that
would
would
be a sexist attitude to have.
No, it's not even sexist. I just
like
feel comfortable
the pride
at that point. Like, I mean, probably could be nice, but then
I mean, one of my favorite ASMR artists is Ephemeral Rift, and he's a guy. But like, he's a middle-aged guy.
I'm just saying personally, me, I would prefer like if you want to listen to something to help you sleep, to calm you down. Yeah, and, like, so you'd want like a mother's touch, a mother's voice.
I can see that. I can see that.
That's just me, because I'm technically a mama's boy than anything else. So like,
no, I can see that.
Definitely.
No, I see where you're coming from. It's a valid point you have. I'm just saying, in my opinion,
that's just me.
Relaxation's relaxation.
If you're a guy and you like listening to guy ASMR, that's fine. Whatever you like. That's the thing I'm saying.
It's not that I like listening to. I like ASMR in general, and I don't
particularly like that guy's ASMR.
No, I'm just saying he's one of my favorite ASMR artists for different reasons, though. Not because of his gender, because of his style, his creativity.
So I'm saying it's not even about what he is.
I don't care. I don't care like what gender you are. You can make good content.
I mean, maybe I'm a little biased. Yeah, I prefer a woman over a guy. Yeah, I'll say I'm biased in that area. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, that's just the way I am. I just
whatever
that way.
So a lot of people are the same way too.
I just think it'd be a weird person to be.
I just feel like you're the stereotypical image of an ASMR viewer.
Probably, yeah. I'm not that big into it, because I don't get tingles. That's the thing. Like, I don't get tingles.
Oh, what? Well, then what? Then what's the point?
Because I keep on watching to find if someone can give me tingles. Because it's like there's all those videos like these are for people that don't have tingles, and so I keep on trying.
It's more psychological than anything. You need to let it happen.
But then even then, like,
you need to. It's
even
about
if you're not
the viewer
even if
more
you're not
than
getting
anything.
tingles, it's soothing. and it'll put me asleep.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's either to give you tingles or to put you to sleep. That's the point of ASMR. So if it doesn't give you tingles, it puts you to sleep. And so I've been listening to the parts help.
It can also like help you relax. Like,
and relax.
If you're feeling like angry or whatever, like it'll help you. Like it's meditation.
But I haven't got tingles yet. I'm still searching for someone that can do tingles. And I've actually watched a couple of the guys' ASMRs because they said, I was like, well,
like JoJo's ASMR is fine, except, and this is a big thing, there's always a blasted ad in the middle of his videos, and the ads are so much louder than the video. They come on blaring and just waking me up. And I've banned him from. I've unsubscribed. I've banned him from my house now because I'm like, no, you do that crap. You put. No matter how popular I get, I will never put ads. Maybe an ad before the video, but not during the video. You're not going to be in the middle of like getting tingles, and then all of a sudden an ad comes out. No, not on the ASMR videos. So if you do that crap, like, no, I'm not. You lose my fandom. But otherwise, he's good at what he does. So if you're not trying to fall asleep and you just want tingles, maybe give him a try.
Okay, awesome, definitely. Well, guys, I'll see you later.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go.
All right, come back on the show anytime. We didn't even get to the nonsensical portion. Usually how this works is it's like the first half is like what we've been doing, like just talking about stuff, and then the second half is like nonsensical. But we filled an hour and a half with just like the first part, which is fine. It's just sometimes it goes that way. But I kind of feel it's all improv, so you play it by ear, and this is what happens. So. Yeah, if you want to come back on the show and do maybe a more nonsensical one, or
I think I'm gonna take a big break, give some other people some shots.
Well, yeah. I mean, like later on, like 10 episodes later, or 20 episodes.
Yeah, that sounds perfect, definitely.
Yeah, all right. Well, he might make. Oh, by the way, you might recognize him from Tales from the Fifth Dimension. He's in Tales from the Fifth Dimension Season 2. I'm not sure which is going to be airing first, that or this, but he's in both. And originally, that we're supposed to not have an overlap. Usually you're in one or the other, but honestly, not many people want to be on this podcast. I'm just going to be upfront. Like, I've had so many failed attempts. I'm like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? Sure. How long is it? 5-10 minutes? An hour? Yeah, I don't have that long.
Just do a bunch of people 5 to 10 minutes, and then
my last guest told me that.
An hour, and there you go.
Yeah, that's its own thing. But anyway, thanks for being on the show, and come back real soon. What do you want to leave the viewers with? Word of the day, smog. We already said.
Word of the day,
what's the quote of the day?
Smog.
Okay.
Well, I'm just kidding.
It's got to be like a full sentence.
Full quote of the day. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Be like him.
What? Whatever.
He's like, I do all those things. Damn it.
Well, I don't know. That's for you.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.